Good evening. The Florida Department of Transportation would like to welcome you to this hybrid public hearing for the U.S. Business 41 Design Project at the 23rd Street West and the 26th Street West intersections. We would also like to thank our elected officials for joining us this evening. My name is Miranda Lansdale. I'm the Public Involvement Consultant on this project, and I will be your moderator this evening. Tonight's presentation will last approximately 20 minutes. Slide 3, participation formats. Tonight's public hearing is being presented in two formats: in person at the Palmetto City Hall Commission chambers and virtually through GoToWebinar. Audio access to the public hearing is also available by phone. There is no cost to the public to participate in this event. All attendees participating by electronic device or phone will be muted during the presentation. The audio and on-screen components of this meeting are being recorded. The recording will be available on the project website, www.swflroads.com, within a week after tonight's hearing. We are going to pause for a moment. And I apologize, you were not seeing the same slides I was seeing. We'll try that one more time. Slide 3, participation formats. Tonight's public hearing is being presented in two formats: in person at the Palmetto City Hall Commission chambers and virtually through GoToWebinar. Audio access to the public hearing is also available by phone. There is no cost to the public to participate in this event. All attendees participating by electronic device or phone will be muted during the presentation. The audio and on-screen components of this meeting are being recorded. The recording will be available on the project website, www.swflroads.com, within a week after tonight's hearing. Slide 4, COVID precautions. This public hearing complies with Governor DeSantis's COVID-19 Safe, Smart, Step-by-Step plan for Florida's recovery. The physical location has been arranged to allow for social distancing and the implementation of CDC safety guidelines, while the virtual component provides for online engagement. If you are joining us tonight from Palmetto City Hall, please ensure you are maintaining a distance of at least 6 feet between yourself and other attendees or staff. The use of masks is strongly encouraged. Note that hand sanitizer stations are available throughout the room and that sinks for washing hands are available in the hallway restrooms. Slide 5, GoToWebinar. Before we begin the project presentation, we would like to help familiarize online attendees with the GoToWebinar platform. On your computer or device screen, you should see a control panel that looks like this. The default audio setting will play sound from your computer or device speakers. If you prefer to listen by phone, select Phone Call in the audio pane of the control panel, then dial in using the information displayed. All attendees will be placed in listen-only mode throughout the presentation. Following the presentation, the formal comment period will begin. During that time, an individual's microphone will be unmuted by the moderator when he or she is called upon for comment. Slide 6, technical difficulties or alternative participation. If you experience technical difficulties with GoToWebinar or prefer an alternative method of participation, you may download the presentation slides on www.swflroads.com under Future Projects, Manatee County, U.S. Business 41 at 23rd Street West and at 26th Street West, and follow along through your phone audio by dialing 1-562-247-8422 and entering access code 754859863. GoToWebinar also offers a technical support library and live chat feature at www.support.goto.com/webinar. All materials related to this public hearing, including a recording of the public hearing, will be accessible on the project website for those who were unable to participate in tonight's live event. Slide 7, tonight's program. Tonight's program started with an open house, during which you were invited to view project displays. The remainder of the program will include an introduction to the project team and public hearing process, the formal project presentation, and a formal comment period. Instructions on how to participate in the public comment portion will be provided momentarily. Slide 8, project team. With us this evening, either remotely or at the venue, we have the following project team members. Alex Carlson, Project Manager, Atkins North America on behalf of FDOT. Karen Van Denevant, Engineer of Record, Protean Design Group. Nathan Kautz, Traffic Safety Engineer, FDOT District 1. And Brian Rick, Communications Officer, FDOT District 1. Slide 9. Regulations governing tonight's public hearing. Public hearings are a regulated forum for presenting information and obtaining public input. Tonight's public hearing is an opportunity for members of the public to express their opinions and concerns about the design of a road improvement project on US Business 41 at 23rd Street West and at 26th Street West in Palmetto, Manatee County, Florida. Tonight's public hearing is consistent with the federal and state requirements shown on this slide. Slide 10, Title 6. Public hearings hosted by the Florida Department of Transportation comply with Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting the Florida Department of Transportation, District 1 Title VI Coordinator, Cynthia Sykes, or the State Title VI Coordinator, Jacqueline Paramore, at the contact information listed on the screen. This contact information is also included in the public notifications that were published for this project. Slide 11, Public Notice. Notice for this public hearing, including information on how to access the online meeting platform, was provided by mail to property owners and tenants in the project area, posted in the Bradenton Herald newspaper, in the Florida Administrative Register, on the FDOT Public Notices website, on the FDOT swflroads.com website, and on FDOT social media. A media release was also issued. Slide 12, materials available for review. Draft documents for this project are available for public review at the in-person public hearing site and on the www.swflroads.com website under Future Projects, Manatee County. They were also available for review at the Palmetto Public Library from February 4th through today, February 11th. Slide 13, submitting comments during tonight's hearing. The Florida Department of Transportation encourages community members to participate in this US Business 41 design project by submitting their comments to the project team. Comments may be spoken or written. In-person attendees who would like to speak during the public comment portion should turn in a speaker request card. Virtual attendees that would like to speak during the public comment portion should type their name, mailing address, and email address into the questions pane of the GoToWebinar control panel. All speakers should open their comments by stating their first and last name. In-person attendees who would like to offer a written comment should turn in a completed comment form. Online attendees wishing to provide a written comment may type their contact information followed by their comment into the questions pane of the GoToWebinar control panel. Please note that public hearings are intended as an opportunity for FDOT to hear the public. Public hearings do not accommodate question and answer exchanges. It is not the role of staff to answer questions during a public hearing. If you have questions regarding the information that is presented tonight or other questions about the project, please speak with a member of the FDOT project team after tonight's public hearing has concluded. Slide 14, submitting comments after tonight's hearing. Project materials, including a recording of tonight's presentation, will be available on the www.swflroads.com website following tonight's hearing. Questions or comments may be submitted to FDOT Project Manager Alex Carlson via mail, email, or phone. All comments received or postmarked by February 21st, 2021 will become part of the official public record. The addresses and phone number on this slide were provided in public notifications and are posted on the www.swflroads.com website. I will now be turning the microphone over to Alex Carlson, FDOT Project Manager for this project, to deliver the project presentation.
Good evening. Thank you, Miranda. I would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight, whether virtually or in person. Let's continue. Slide 15, project presentation. This slide marks the beginning of the project presentation for US Business 41 at 23rd Street West and 26th Street West, Access Management Design Project in Palmetto, Manatee County, financial project number 444440-1-52-01. Slide 16, project area. The future improvements project area is approximately 0.9 miles along US Business 41, starting at 17th Street West and extending roughly 700 feet north of 26th Street West. This stretch of US Business 41 includes local street name designations 8th Avenue West, Valencia Drive, and Bayshore Road. The focus of tonight's hearing is on the temporary improvements at the intersections of 23rd Street West and 26th Street West. Property surrounding the 23rd Street West intersection is designated grazing land. Notable uses surrounding 26th Street West intersection include Holy Cross Church, Assisted Living Campus, a 7-Eleven gas station, and the Florida Patio Showroom. American Legion Manatee Post 309 and Leisure Lake Co-op Mobile Home Community are also within proximity of the intersection. Slide 17, current conditions at 23rd Street West. Within the study area, US Business 41 is a 4-lane divided roadway with 2 lanes in each direction separated by a raised median. The posted speed limit is 50 miles per hour. The 23rd Street West intersection is a one-way stop-controlled intersection with a stop sign on 23rd Street West. The northbound approach consists of 2 through lanes and an exclusive left turn lane. The southbound approach consists of 2 through lanes and an exclusive right turn lane. The eastbound approach consists of an exclusive left turn lane and an exclusive right turn lane. Slide 18, current conditions at 26th Street West. The northbound approach at 26th Street West intersection consists of 1 exclusive left turn lane onto 26th Street West, 1 exclusive right turn lane onto Bayshore Road, and 2 through lanes. The southbound approach consists of 1 exclusive left turn lane onto Bayshore Road, 1 exclusive right turn lane onto 26th Street West, and 2 through lanes. 26th Street West is a 2-way undivided roadway that changes names to Bayshore Road on the east side of the intersection. The eastbound approach has a channelized right turn lane onto southbound US Business 41 and a shared lane for left turning and through traffic. The westbound approach has a channelized right turn lane onto northbound US Business 41, an exclusive left turn lane, and 1 through lane. The intersection is an unsignalized full median opening with flashing beacons and is stop controlled for eastbound and westbound movements. Slide 19, safety statistics. In 2018, the Palmetto Police Department alerted FDOT to a safety concern at the intersection of US Business 41 and 23rd Street West. A subsequent safety study was conducted on the intersection. The study recommended considering the reconstruction of the full median opening at 23rd Street West to a northbound directional median opening. A similar study was conducted at the US 41 and 26th Street West / Bayshore Road intersection in May of 2016. In order to reduce the number of angle and left turn crashes, it is recommended to replace the full median opening with dual directional median openings. Crash data collected for these intersections between the years of 2014 and 2018 reveals a combined total of 94 crashes. 52 of those crashes involved serious injuries and 3 involved fatalities. Analysis has determined that converting these two open medians to medians with directional openings will significantly reduce the number of angle and left turn crashes. The proposed improvements are ranked second highest in priority for open median conversion projects among the 12 counties within FDOT District 1. Slide 20, phased approach. The FDOT is proposing a phased approach to the improvements at 23rd Street West and 26th Street West intersections. Temporary medians will accomplish the goal of reducing angle and left turn crashes. Due to the lower cost and ease of installation, temporary medians could be installed as early as 6 months following today's public hearing. Future improvements will not only reduce angle and left turn crashes, they will also maintain traffic flow and enhance pedestrian safety. The temporary median with directional openings at 23rd Street West intersection will be replaced by a roundabout. The roundabout will continue to reduce angle and left turn crashes while restoring the option for drivers on 23rd Street West to travel north onto US Business 41. It will also provide a U-turn function for northbound seeking travelers from 26th Street West who were forced to head south on US Business 41. The roundabout will include a pedestrian crosswalk and connectivity to a new sidewalk extension from 17th Street West. The temporary median with directional openings at 26th Street West intersection will be reconstructed to a permanent raised median with directional openings. Slide 21, temporary design conditions at 23rd Street West. The design of the temporary median at 23rd Street West proposes a directional turn lane median opening. Access will remain for vehicles turning right from 23rd Street West onto US Business 41 and for vehicles turning right or left from US Business 41 onto 23rd Street West. Access will be closed for drivers wishing to turn left from 23rd Street West onto US Business 41. Those drivers may utilize alternate routes on the local roadway network to access northbound US Business 41. Slide 22, temporary design conditions at 26th Street West. The design for a temporary median at 26th Street West proposes a directional turn lane median opening. Access will remain for vehicles turning left or right from US Business 41 onto 26th Street West or Bayshore Road. The intersection will limit eastbound vehicles on 26th Street West and westbound vehicles on Bayshore Road to right turns only. Motorists wishing to turn left or travel through from 26th Street West or Bayshore Road will be required to turn right and make a U-turn at the next median opening. Slide 23, future/permanent improvements. The temporary medians will remain in place until the permanent improvements are constructed. Although the focus of tonight's public hearing is on the temporary medians, we would like to share some information on future improvements with you. Anticipated permanent improvements include a multi-lane roundabout at 23rd Street West, transition from a temporary median at 26th Street West to a permanent raised median and directional openings and bicycle keyhole lanes, milling and resurfacing from 17th Street West to north of 26th Street West, and other improvements such as guardrail, driveway, ADA features, drainage enhancements, pedestrian signal upgrades, lighting, signing, and pavement markings. Slide 24, design plan for future improvements. The graphic on this slide illustrates the proposed future and permanent improvements throughout the stretch of US Business 41 from 17th Street West to 26th Street West. This image is available for viewing on www.swflroads.com website, where it can be magnified to show additional detail. Slide 25, magnifying design plans. These images provide a more detailed look at the future roundabout at 23rd Street West and the future permanent median at 26th Street West. The green center island of the roundabout will be landscaped. The center island's red apron will accommodate commercial trucks and trailers. Sidewalks are adjacent to all quadrants of the roundabout and are connected by crosswalks. The permanent raised median with directional openings will continue the traffic pattern that was established by the temporary median at 26th Street West, permitting left or right turns from US Business 41 while allowing right-hand turns only at 26th Street West and Bayshore Road. Slide 26, sample roundabout image. This photo of a roundabout at the intersection of State Road 64 and Rye Road in Manatee County serves as an example for a multi-lane roundabout. Similar to the US Business 41 and 23rd Street location, the roundabout shown here accommodates highway traffic in a semi-rural setting. Slide 27, project schedule and cost. The design of both the temporary and permanent improvements began in fall 2020. Construction of the temporary medians is anticipated approximately 6 months after today's public hearing in summer of 2021 at the cost of approximately $16,000. Construction of permanent improvements, including the roundabout and raised median, is anticipated to be completed within the project limits in the summer of 2023. This concludes the presentation for the US Business 41 Access Management Design Project at 23rd Street West and 26th Street West intersections in Palmetto, Manatee County. I'll ask Miranda to resume moderating for a public comment portion of tonight's public hearing.
Thank you, Alex. The project presentation has now concluded. In a few minutes, you will have the opportunity to offer spoken comments about the proposed improvements on US Business 41. Your comments will become part of the official public hearing record. As a reminder, public hearings are intended as an opportunity for FDOT to hear the public. Public hearings do not accommodate question and answer exchanges. It is not the role of staff to answer questions during a public hearing. If you have questions about this project, please speak with a member of the FDOT project team after tonight's hearing. Contact information will be provided on the final presentation slide. Slide 29, public comment protocol. We will first hear comments from online attendees. Once we have heard all comments from online attendees, we will hear from attendees at the in-person meeting location. Each individual will have up to 3 minutes to speak. As a reminder, all comments shared during tonight's public hearing will be included in the official hearing record. During the comment period, all remote attendees will remain in listen-only mode until the moderator calls their name and unmutes them. If you have also self-muted, please be sure to turn on your microphone when the moderator announces you. Slide 30, questions pane for online attendees. Online attendees, if you have not already located the questions pane and microphone control in your control panel, please do so now. If you would like to speak, type your first and last name, mailing address, and email address into the questions pane. Monitor your control panel when your name is called to verify that the moderator has unmuted you. If you do not wish to speak, but do want to offer a comment, type your contact information followed by your comment directly into the questions pane. Slide 31, speaker request card and comment form for in-person attendees. If you are attending this hearing at the in-person location and wish to provide a spoken comment, please fill out a speaker request card and deposit it in the speaker card receptacle. If you do not wish to speak but do want to offer a comment, write your comment on the comment form and deposit it in the comment form receptacle. Staff is on site and available to assist you. Members of the public are also welcome to submit comments after tonight's public hearing. Comments may be mailed, emailed, or phoned in to the project manager between now and February 21st to be included in the public record. Slide 32, the 3-minute clock. We are now ready to begin taking comments from online attendees. A 3-minute clock is shown on the screen. Online attendees who wish to speak should enter their name, mailing address, and email address into the questions pane if they have not already done so. All speakers should open their comments by stating their first and last name. I am looking at my questions pane, and I do not currently have any requests to speak coming through. However, I do have some names that I recognize in the audience, and if a member of FDOT that is listening to this presentation would be able to send a test message through the questions pane, that would be helpful, just to be sure that we are working correctly. Or my colleague might be able to type in a test question. Okay, I do see a comment that came through. Thank you very much, John Kubicki. So our questions pane is working, and it appears that I do not have any online attendees that are wishing to provide a spoken comment at this time. So we will open the microphone to attendees who are here in person. And I believe actually, Tomas, if you could speak their name into the microphone, then that person could come up and speak into the microphone after you. And we do request the patience of all attendees as we sanitize the speaker podium after each speaker. As a reminder, all speakers should open your comments by stating your first and last name.
This is Alan Gillette.
Mr. Gillette, please come on up.
Thank you. My name is Alan Gillette, live at Leisure Lake Village Mobile Home Park. Quick introduction, Jean Ann McCormick, President of Leisure Lake, Todd Gates, Manager of Leisure Lakes, and again, I'm the Vice President of the Board of Leisure Lake. I'd like to thank you for your time and energy. I understand the work that Alex has been doing. Some past history. Back in March of 2000, is this working okay? Okay. Back in March of 2019, I met with Nathan, Lorraine Edwards, and Travis Shepard over at the FDOT offices in Bartow to discuss this dangerous intersection to see if traffic control lights could be installed. These engineers told me a study for the lights, such lights at 23rd and 26th were underway. And as a result, we're here. My questions, I don't want answers, but I want to throw these questions out. Has Principal Ackerman of Palmetto High School and his transportation manager agreed to the roundabout system for bus movement? The design seems to be a tight radius for buses and semi trucks to manage with oncoming traffic. I understand the red additional hard surface, possibly, okay, to accommodate that. Have the engineers on this study group been on site during peak traffic times, such as when the school gets let out and there's 15, 18 high school kids trying to get out onto 23 or 41? Has that been accomplished? Will the speed limit on 41 be reduced north of 26th Street, where the split is, and start reducing that speed? What is the detour pattern for the construction period? Is Church Street being considered for detour traffic? Do you realize that Church Street is a residential street through Leisure Lake Village and is an easement for Holy Cross Catholic Parish to use Church Street, not a public street? Can you be more precise with when the construction will begin? Some of that was already explained, and thank you. Are crosswalks required for traffic light systems? Because my next one is, my last question, is why wasn't a traffic light control system design chosen? Wouldn't this be much less costly, less traffic disruptive, and a shorter construction schedule? Chris, my 3 minutes up. Thank you for your time, and I would like to have FDOT reconsider this design. I am not in favor of the roundabout. I understand your design up on 26th Street, but I'm not in favor. Leisure Lake, there's a bunch of us in here, are not in favor of the roundabout. We feel a traffic light system would be much better served for this intersection. And again, thank you for your time, and thank you for your engineers back here.
Thank you very much,
Have a
Mr.
good day.
Gillette. And I am going to apologize because we have a pane on the screen that is not on my screen, and so leave it to technology to always throw some kind of wrench in. I'm not sure why that screen is appearing. So I am going to take just another minute to try to address that before we call up our next speaker. All right, well, we seem to have taken care of the questions being in the middle of the screen, so we are ready for our next in-person speaker once our area has been sanitized.
Okay, next we're going to hear from Todd Gates.
Todd Gates. Oops. Thank you. Hello, I'm Todd Gates. I'm the manager for Leisure Lake Co-op, which is, as you know, pretty much directly adjacent to both of these intersections in question, 23rd and 26th Streets. But I would just like to point out that 26th Street West, just west of 41, really only a couple hundred yards west of 41, becomes a very quiet, very residential area. There are, I'd say, about 60 homes, about 30 on each side of the street, some of which are fairly close to the street, maybe no more than 20 feet from the road itself. And I would like to encourage you to not create any traffic patterns, whether intentional or inadvertent, that might direct a lot of traffic down that road. A lot of the residents that live there are older. They ride their bicycles, they walk along the street, they walk their dogs, and having traffic, flying down that street, whether it's just a temporary detour or not, I think would be very probably more hazardous than the intersection is itself right now. So I would just ask you to consider that. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll take a moment to sanitize the area before we call up our next in-person speaker.
I don't have any speaker cards at the moment.
I'm sorry, there were no more speaker cards. We did receive another request online. So let me pull that up. I do have a request to speak from James Weaver. So Mr. Weaver, I am going to find you in my attendee list, and then I will unmute you. I will let you know once you have been unmuted. All right, Mr. Weaver, you are unmuted by the moderator, but you are showing as self-muted on your own computer. Once you have unmuted yourself, please feel free to state your name and begin your comment.
Yes, hi, this is James Weaver. The question I had was, why not use a traffic light instead of a circle? It seems very costly and time consuming. You're going to end up with horrible traffic patterns, and a traffic light seems simple to me. Please let us know.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. All right, I'm going to take another look at our questions pane to see if anybody else has chosen. I have not received any additional requests to speak. I'm going to go back to both venues. Do I have anybody in the audience that would like to provide a spoken comment? I see a hand maybe going up. No, okay. All right, then we will send it back to our online. Do I have anybody else that would like to provide a spoken comment? Seeing no new comments coming through the question pane and no hands going up in the audience, all in-person speaker requests have not been accommodated because I just had a name come through. Now, I see two names. Okay, I see the information. It's coming through bit by bit. I do have a request to speak. And let me find this attendee in my attendee list. I believe the person we are going to hear is a Jill Krubs. However, I'm going to unmute in my pane Stacy Lovett. So Stacy, you have now been unmuted by me, but you are listed as self-muted. All right, and you may go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this is Jill Hughes. I'm watching with Stacy Lovett. I live in right off of 26th Street West in the Village, Oak Village condos on 28th Street West, which we don't have an inlet or outlet except for 26th Street West. And my concern is during the construction of the rotary, how traffic will be handled and routed. And again, I would also reiterate about the stoplight versus rotary. I work in Sarasota. I am dealing with those rotaries or roundabouts every single day, and people don't know how to use them. I came from up north and we have them everywhere, and they cause more traffic jams and accidents because people aren't comfortable with them than a light would.
Okay, thank you very much, Jill.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, we're going to open it back up again to give a couple minutes. If I see any hands go up in the audience or I see any names come through on our questions pane, then we will still accept comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to have a repeat speaker, but I believe that's acceptable. Go ahead, just state your name again, please.
I'm Tom Gates. Could you just again confirm that well, right now there's a very steep hill, really. When turning left from when you're northbound on 41, turning left onto 23rd Street West, you have to go up a pretty big ramp to get across the southbound lanes. Could you just again, or maybe I shouldn't ask you this, but my understanding is that that will be somehow leveled out. Either 41 will be raised or 23rd Street West will be lowered so that that we don't have that steep incline when making the left turn onto 23rd Street West.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. You're correct. That will be leveled out. I don't have specifics on it, but again, I can talk to you after the comment period's over.
Great. Thank you all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ma'am, if you would come on up. And did you have a speaker card in your packet there? Okay, if you could just turn that in after you finish speaking, then that would be great. And then go ahead and state your first and last name for the record.
Donna Berry. I live in Leisure Lakes Mobile Home Park. In addition to the high mound of land right there on 41 and 23rd, I'm concerned when you're going north on 41 and the 26th Street intersection is there. For instance, people that get gas there, if you're attempting to turn, that's a very limited access site because there's a curvature in that north area of 41. And when people come around that curve, they are tending to go quite fast. So it's very hard to even get out after you purchase gas or come from the church. So I'm sure that someone has said the speed limits will have to be altered dramatically because that's such a limited vision area there for turning. I mean, I've frequently decided that I don't even use that anymore because of that very reason. And there's a lot of seniors living in this area. Does FDOT take that into consideration? Because when we get over 60 and 70 and 80, we don't drive as fast and our reaction time is slower. I understand about the roundabout business too. They have a lot of them in Europe and I guess they work. I think we tend to drive too fast for roundabouts. Thank you for hearing me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Berry. Okay, we are still going to keep this open for any additional comments coming from the public on this project. I do see a hand in the audience. And sir, do you have a speaker request card? Okay, if you could just please fill that out as soon as you're finished speaking and then turn it into us, that would be great.
My name is Whiting Preston. I live on 1509 4th Street West in Palmetto. This intersection has always been kind of a screwy intersection. It's mounted up high. Definitely re-engineering this is a positive and will help long term. I realize in the short term, the construction of the roundabout and limiting some of these turns is going to be inconvenient. But I think the long-term gains and the safety that the roundabout will create is going to be a positive. And I understand it takes a little time to get used to roundabouts, and they are a challenge. But I think we're starting to find roundabouts everywhere. People are becoming more used to them, and I think it'll become a positive thing for Palmetto. And so I look at this as favorable, and I know it'll be a change, but I think it'll help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, we do have an additional speaker. Go ahead, ma'am, with your first and last name.
My name is Tracy Miller, and I am one of the parents that had lost a 17-year-old daughter, dropping her daughter off at school, heading home. So for me, my husband's from Indianapolis, and I wasn't familiar with roundabouts, but after understanding and learning them, I think that people don't like change. Nobody does. I don't like change that I have to live every day without my daughter, but I do. So I know everybody likes stoplights and this and that. Let's just agree on something to get something done so we can stop having fatalities and having accidents. You know, this world's really had a tough year. I think we need some positiveness and some people to stick together and everybody to come together as a group. I'm sorry that this really shakes me, but it's very hard. I drive by that every day because I own a triple HT auto care business. And I understand everybody's concerns, I do. But take it as somebody who's lost somebody that doesn't get them back. At a very young age, it's very hard. So I would just take in consideration that I agree with it. I think that if maybe they had some kind of meeting so that older people or even younger people can attend to understand how roundabouts work and are acknowledged by them, I think that everybody would be feeling a little bit better about that.
Thank you, ma'am. Do I have another speaker in the audience? You may approach the microphone. And Mayor Bryant, we will need a speaker card as well.
I got it, but I didn't fill it out yet.
Okay.
Actually, I was trying not to speak, just really to listen to the public. But I do have to say that this is a little while coming. We reached out to the FDOT because we'd had so many fatalities and accidents at 23rd Street. And so, you know, it was our request that that it be evaluated and try to move it forward. for the safety purposes that exist already. So the commissioners and I had talked about it several times in meetings about our concern. So we do appreciate the activity and moving forward. And I know it is difficult, and it's going to be difficult during the transition that before we actually get the roundabout in place. But I do think it's a very positive direction. I think it will slow the traffic down coming into the city and for our businesses and everything. So though it's going to be a transition and difficult for a lot of people, you know, I'm sorry for that, but I want people to go home after they go in and out. And I think this is such a dangerous intersection, especially at 23rd and 26th, that it needs to have something. And I'm told that it's not going to be a traffic signal because it doesn't warrant the traffic signal. It doesn't meet the criteria. So I'm so appreciative of y'all having the hearing and giving the public a chance to speak. So I just want to say thank you. And for the record, I'm Shirley Gruber Bryant. I'm mayor of the city of Palmetto. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And we still are accepting additional comment if we have any others in the audience who would like to speak, or if we have anyone online. I'd like to take a moment and allow our other elected officials in the room to introduce themselves for the record.
I'm Brian Williams, Vice Mayor. You heard from the mayor.
Sheldon Jones.
One tall gentleman in the back, Reggie Bellamy, County Commissioner.
Thank you very much. And seeing no additional requests to speak, all in-person speaker requests have been accommodated, as well as all online requests. Slide 33, public hearing conclusion. As a reminder, comments may still be submitted to FDOT Project Manager Alex Carlson after tonight's public hearing via mail, email, or phone. All comments received or postmarked by February 21st, 2021 will become part of the official public record. The phone number and addresses on this slide were provided in public notifications and are posted on the www.swflroads.com website. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, I'd like to thank you for attending this public hearing and for providing your input on this project. It is now 6:53. I hereby officially close the public hearing for the US Business 41 Access Management Design Project at 23rd Street West and at 26th Street West in Palmetto, Manatee County. Financial project ID number 444440-1. Thank you again for attending.